So hey there guys, and welcome, and in this one we're going to be working on the implementation of the login and sign up system. So we're going to actually be starting with the sign up system. So we go over to our views.py, and all our views here, we're actually going to get rid of everything because we want a fresh start, that kind of thing. So over here, first of all, the view right now is named index, so I'm going to name it to sign up. And I think this everything should be good, even including this one, but we'll come back and change it in just a bit. Then we go over to our urls.py, and I'm going to remove those ones that we just removed. I think that should be good. Then now I want you to go over to your models.py, and here we have the user account. So Django really helps us handle this sign up and login functionality really simply. So to actually allow Django to handle all that stuff, there's actually a more low level way to do it, but for now I'm just going to take you through the general process. So what you're going to do is, here you do from Django dot contrib dot auth dot model imports, I think, abstract user. Okay, so this should be good. So now this abstract user is actually a model that just looks like this. And if you're on VS Code with me and you've been following throughout this whole tutorial, you can just hit Control on your keyboard, hover around this and click. Then you should see the abstract user class. This is actually in the Django actual source code. So you can go down here, you can see it has username, it has first name, email, his staff, and all the stuff that we saw in our admin panel. Anyways, that aside, I just want to show you that this abstract user has all those things inside, including the password and everything. So you don't have to create all that manually. Well, I know what you may be thinking is we're just going to inherit it here. And yes, that is actually correct. But for now, we're going to just get rid of that, and we're going to comment these lines of code out. So the reason we're doing this is because we want to make migrations and migrate. So essentially, why are we making migrations now that we haven't actually done anything? We just commented this out. So now if you go over to your db.sqlite, I think in your base user account, you should see we have two accounts. Okay, there's not actually no account in here, but we want to remove those accounts that were here previously. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make migrations now. So you do python manage.py make migrations, and I think we have a problem. Oh yeah, and that is because everywhere that we have imported user accounts, we have to go ahead and remove them. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to hit Ctrl+Shift+F. If you're on VS Code, just follow my lead, and you go over here to this place where you can search, and here you just paste that in. It will bring out everything. And yeah, we're just going to go through all of them and just comment them out. I'm going to make this like a time lapse kind of. So yeah, I think that should be good. I think we should leave our migrations. We shouldn't edit things inside there. So we'll come over here and we do python manage.py make migrations, and we have another problem. Yes, to say views.index. Yeah, remember it's sign up, so we have to go over to urls.py and do views.signup. We do the make migrations again, and as you can see, we have deleted the user account. That aside, we want to go back to the models, and I think we want to uncomment this out. So now we are going to go over here and inherit from the abstract user. Now, as I said before, the abstract user already has a username and a password, so we're going to get rid of these two here, and we're going to leave only balance. So yes, we are finally done. We're going to make migrations again, and okay, I think we have a problem. Yes, this is honestly, I can't read out this error, but the reason for this error is that we are trying to change what Django uses to store our users. Because normally our super user that we created, I showed you how to create a super user some time ago. But the super user that we created, it's actually created using this abstract user. So now we are trying to overwrite everything. So Django doesn't just allow us to do that simply. So we have to go over to, I think, settings.py, and over here under the root URL config, you can actually put this anywhere, but I just like putting it under here. So you can do auth as auth underscore base, sorry, no, not base, user underscore model. And now it's just going to set it to base.user account. So now what this is doing is it's going to check the base app, which is this one over here. Make sure your base app is also registered over here in the installed apps. Then it's going to check the user account model that's inside here. That will be the name of this one here. So also make sure it's being inherited from abstract user. If not, you may just run into some crazy problems. So yeah, we're going to make migrations, and you can see we have created that model. Then we're also going to migrate. So now we're going to push everything to the database, and everything looks nice. So now, if I'm not mistaken, if you go over to your db.sqlite, you should go to base user account and you can see all these things: last login, email stuff, and all this other stuff. And also remember the balance is also at the end there. So anyways, I think this should be all. Then here we are not done. We just finished working with the models. We're going to go over to views.py, and here this, since this is our sign up, we're just going to uncomment this, okay, and also uncomment this. Then you go over here where you see create, you do create underscore user, and this create user, the normal create is actually for normal models. So if you want to create a normal model, you just use the create. But since we are having a user, the password in here is going to be hashed, as I said before, and Django is going to do all those heavy lifting for us. So after getting the password here from the front end, over here we just want to pass it here password. Also, I want you to make sure you may try and be smart and say, okay, yeah, I want to use email here, and I want the person to be able to log in with their email. No, that's not going to work. You have to use in username, because when we're authenticating, Django is going to use this username feature and this password to authenticate the users. Hopefully you get the points. Now, if I do manage.py run server, and hopefully that checks out. If I go to the link, and here I'm just going to put in, I think Davis dev, and here I can just do 2010 and hit submit. Hopefully we don't run into, okay, yeah, they say password must be a string, not an int. So we go over here, and since we're changing it to an int, we're just going to remove that. I think here like this. Make sure it reloads the terminal. Then you come over here. I'm just going to hit Ctrl R since I'm on Chrome, and I'm just going to confirm resubmission. And yep, that's worked successfully. If you don't understand the resubmission thing I did, just refresh the page and just put in the details normally to work like that. So I think this should work since we don't have any errors. If you go over to db.sqlite, I think user account, we should see that new person here. You can see the password is hashed, so we can't really tell what the actual password is. So we can check over here. You can see the username Davis Dev. I didn't put in last name, email, and all that stuff, but you get the points basically. Also, I forgot to say, if you actually want to put your person's email here, you can actually just put email equals to that, and whatever details you want to put in there, you just put them in there. First name equals to whatever and all that. So hopefully you get everything. So in the next one, we're going to be working on logging into the app. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.